Hello and welcome folks to the Brazilian GP of the Bwoah Racing League. I am Sarthak and alongside me, Rudra, as always. What's up, bro? Yep. How excited are you for this race? Turns out that there's only 15 drivers and we're jumping right into shock qualifying. The driver standings is looking quite entertaining, so to speak, and we've got a whole other thing happening with the constructor standings. How important do you think this race is, bro?
No, I mean things are certainly heating up, especially in constructors, as you mentioned, including the drivers. But we have a new leader. After a long time, Bwoah is finally number one in constructor standings, but just 4 points ahead.
Yeah, brilliant stuff happening there. And if Accelerate manages to win and bag the fastest lap, the driver's title fight goes on to the Yas Marina circuit. But if he fails to do that, even if he comes P2, it's done. It's been called. Big Man Joe will win the Drivers' Championship in the Bwoah Racing League.
Very difficult, but a promising thing that Accelerate has with racing today. I mean, they can race the next race, as we say, but if that is the case, he's literally being handed the championship in his hands.
Yep. Yeah. As long as he can, bag the win and the fastest lap. Mind you, everyone out there would love to get their hands on the Thunder Lap, as we call it here in the BRL. And right now on board Sicknig, as he's the first one out on his outlap, will be starting his fast lap soon enough. The Interlagos circuit, I cannot wait. I just cannot wait to see the cars go down this section of the track, sector 1, turn 1 in fact. And yeah, start of the race will be quite entertaining. Meanwhile, a handful of y'all watching, make sure you go into the chat, and even if you're watching post-race, the link will be available until same time tomorrow. We like to give that much of space, considering not all of you watch the race live. You vote for the driver of the day. Who do you think is driver of the day? And we will chat with them post-race. Purple sector by Sicknig in sector 2. That's impressive. The Red Bulls are looking tough, and I think we've got a bit of news from the Red Bull team radio as well. Team radio side, team management side, so to speak. We've got someone else involved.
That is certainly true, Sarthak, and we have a certain driver, or should I say ex-driver, for this season at least, but a very popular fan favorite ex-driver is the race engineer for Red Bull Racing today.
Yep, incredible stuff, Gouts.
I was gonna say, let the viewers guess who it is, but
I can.
cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. I mean, I think he should have been on track, in my opinion. I think he was capable of, racing, but again, input device issue. I think that must have been the most common issue across the drivers.
That combined with the almost zero practice would just be very difficult to manage.
Clearly. And instead of Big Man Joe out on track, we got VPA returning for a race. He's invalidated his lap, of course. He'd be trying to set another one. Fastest lap time set by the driver who crossed the finish line first in the Circuit of the Americas, Mr. Wex. Lost the win because post-race time penalties hit him hard.
He did fall to second place, which it wasn't entirely bad, but still it hurts. And he'll definitely be looking for some sort of redemption today.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. Srivatsan just went fastest, 1 minute 10.317. He is a contender for the win today, no doubt. Because I remember when I was live streaming last night on my own channel, he came by and he was like, get ready. you know, podium is an old story. Now it's for the win. Now I'm racing for the win.
I wonder how much of that win, if it actually does happen, will be credited to Gotham.
Of course. Yep, I'm pretty sure he'll be riding a high horse if Srivatsan ends up winning today.
For sure.
Yeah.
We also ran a poll earlier, just a while ago, with the drivers, that Gotham should be fired with immediate effect if he cannot guarantee a win for Srivatsan. And we'll let our viewers know the results after some time.
For sure. And to the two of y'all watching, if y'all want to get involved in a poll yourselves, vote for the driver of the day in the description below. But it's just qualifying. I'm pretty sure you have no idea how any of these drivers are going to perform. But right now, Halilox 24 looking promising, right up there in P2, second fastest. Siknig off track there for just a bit. 11 drivers out on track, or rather lower attendance. You rarely see this happen here in Bwoah Racing League, but it is what it is.
Although it is good news for the remaining one, because they will at least be guaranteed points, bar one person. I will be feeling bad for that person.
Rusty Nish hasn't set a time yet, and he is in that position, like you mentioned. If he ends up finishing the race in 11th place, I'm pretty sure he won't be happy with himself.
True. He has his third spot in the driver standings secured for now, but KDB is just 10 points behind. So with 3 races to go, it's literally anyone's share.
So I had him on the pre-race chat, of course, and he mentioned how his objective right now is to stay ahead and actually finish the year ahead of even Accelerate, who's currently, fighting the driver's title with Big Man Joe. On board the McLaren, Mr. Wex, UK, Accelerate, Vix 356, KDB, Siknig, VPA, Ferrello, and Rusty Nish. I think Ghost Reaper X will join us as well. He had marked attendance and assured us he will be out on track. Let's hope he does. The Srivatsan sets is still the fastest. Rusty Nish just went second fastest. Only 200ths off of Srivatsan.
Indeed. And this circuit is a little bit narrower compared to most F1 circuits that we have on the calendar. That combined with the lower tire wear compared to other circuits will actually make for some pretty decent racing. And your starting position matters a lot for this track.
Right then, let's find out who's gonna come on top. Just over 9.5 minutes to go here at shock qualifying at the Brazilian GP of the Bwoah Racing League. And UK on a fast lap himself. He is a race winner. Let's see if we can pull off something here. And mind you, if anyone wins the race today, apart from Accelerate, Big Man Joe is a happy man at his place.
Big Man was literally left an open book.
Yep.
You are welcome to try and attack me, but if you guys don't do it by yourself, then I might just enter to finish it for all.
Yep. And around the last corner and across the line, UK goes 4th fastest. Not bad, jumps 2 positions. He'll be happy about that.
Certainly. I feel like we have a battle for the first position between Accelerate and Big Man Joe. Then we have a battle for P3 with Rusty Nish and KDB. And finally we have a battle for P5 with UK, Wix 356 and the Supreme Leader, who does not seem to be racing now.
Yep, and unfortunate for Ferrello, seems like he is retired. Has he gone off track? I can't quite see him. Sector 1 is the part of the track he's gone off.
He seems to be in the pits. No, he is outside, but yeah, it's been cleared now.
Yep, unfortunate that Ferrello won't be able to set a better lap time, which means he will start P11. But right now, like you mentioned, Vix 356 just went second fastest, even faster than Rusty Nish. 1 minute 10.317. If Watson bags this one, it'll be his first ever pole position this season.
Things are certainly looking up for Sri Watson in that Red Bull seat. And he has been the great bloomer of the hour.
Yeah, surely he has. And Mr. 56 dives into the pits. Let's move on to Mr. Wex, who's in the pits, but Accelerate, who's out on track on a fast lap.
It is very, very crucial that Accelerate gets in his balls in this race. Otherwise, he will not have any chance for the rest of the races.
Yeah.
He has to do something for this race.
So Rappy needs to push to the limit, only goes 6th fastest so far. The dry conditions aren't his favorite. He really needs rain here today, and I just wonder if it will during the race.
Yeah, most of the drivers we know struggle in the pits, but in Accelerate's case, he never struggled in the pits. But sadly, that's also a huge issue for him.
Yeah, it's not every day, every weekend that you see rain coming down on our races here. Mr. Wex on his outlap, Sicknig on an outlap as well, while Rusty Nish on a fast lap just started at 1. Might as well go to him. Sector 2, looking bright, the Ferrari driver.
It is
To 1.
very interesting to notice that the top 3 drivers are separated by just 1/10 of a second. That's how close it is. And look at the gap between Bits 356 and Rusty Nish, 2,000ths of a second.
That's incredible, absolutely incredible. These drivers are pushing it to the max. Clearly, like you mentioned, the absence of Big Man opens an opportunity up for these drivers to perform at their best. And the drivers like Steve 56, who's in a Renault, Asinish, who's in a Ferrari, and Srivatsan, who's in a Red Bull. Clearly, the one person they have to worry about is KDB, who's in a Williams and currently 9th fastest.
Could not set a time for Sinish, unfortunately. Had a little bit of lap time as well.
The Red Bull coming too close to comfort with Mr. Wex in the McLaren. Sicknig. I mean, I'm just wondering how the next season's gonna be, Rudra. Like with the new format you came up with, and just the fact that we're moving on to equal performance, like it's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait.
Definitely. We might finally start seeing a proper structure in the league. And that can only be more consistency.
It's gonna be incredible. For those of you who are new here, make sure you drop a sub to make sure you are the first to be notified of all league related posts and videos. We've got a bunch of them coming up post race. It will be incredible, and we've got a feature race planned which will be all the more exciting, I'm sure. But for today, 4.5 minutes to go for shock qualifying. Brazilian GP, who's going to come out on top? Srivatsan still fastest and is coming out on an outlap. He's not done now, is he?
Certainly not. KDB needs to finish higher in order to challenge Austin completely. So all cards are behind.
The Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari come out on their outlap as well. 356 in the pits, 4 minutes to go. 4 of you all watching, might as well drop in the chat. Who do you think is going to come out on top? A pole position. Sector 2 goes yellow, but second fastest goes Sicknig.
The Red Bulls really seem to be loving this track. They're hugging the edges ever so closely.
Almost seems like we could possibly see a Red Bull front row lockout. It'll be the first ever front row lockout in the league.
Well, that certainly does not surprise me, given that in accomplishing its position in the constructors just a few races ago.
Rusty Nish starting another fast lap. He just went fastest in sector 3. That's impressive. Sector 2 gone yellow, and looks like it's one of the Red Bulls themselves or the Toro Rosso. Red Bull, I'm gonna go with the Red Bull.
Rusty Nish will only get one more lap.
Under 3 minutes to go. Rusty Nish, can he do it now?
Doesn't seem to be improving this time.
Sector 2 and 3 go yellow. Looks like the Red Bull drivers awfully slow out on track.
Critical decision. Purple second sector from Rusty Nish.
And looks like Siknik just left Srivatsan pass by. So could be a tactical decision like you mentioned. Rusty Nish will come across the line. Will he be fastest? Yes, he will. Goes fastest. Purple sectors all around. Srivatsan on a fast lap himself.
Rusty Nish has one more fast lap to provide, so all the pressure now on Srivatsan. 7/10 off. So pretty impressive lap time from Rusty Nish.
Front row lockout, what could have been. Turns out the Ferrari driver has put it away. There's still time to improve. Let's see if Srivatsan can pull out something. Siknik will not set a lap time as well. I'm guessing he's in the pits. So front row lockout may not be on the cards. But Red Bull 1 and 3 possibly.
But what worries me more is accelerate on E6. He should be the one who should be claiming the top spot.
Through that purple sector 2.
Things are definitely heating up.
Across the penultimate and final corners come Srivatsan, which could be his shot at pole position. Will it be across the line? He comes, doesn't quite get it. He will stay P2, but starts another fast lap almost instantly.
But he will not get enough time to go for a new laps of this.
And looks like Vishy56 started a lap of his own.
Hope Accelerate manages to pull something out.
And UK disqualified from session after turning the wrong way. I wonder what happened to Rusty Nish. Let's just go to him real quick. Seems like he's had an incident. He's disqualified from the session, but upon disqualification, Srivatsan takes pole position.
He missed something very huge.
Voluntary retirements going around, which means drivers are done with their lap time. But I just wonder, will that be taken into consideration? Because if it is, that means Rusty Nish is on pole position if that disqualification is ignored.
Definitely, but I wonder why that happened because everybody disqualified at the same time. So I don't think it was anybody's fault.
If C56 comes across the line, will go third fastest. He will start P3. Siknig will start P4. And I just wonder who's on pole position. Rusty Nish or Srivatsan?
Because Rusty Nish has no time for him. He has been DSQ, but that does not make any sense.
Yep, that's pretty much a wrap of qualifying. Wish I could tell y'all who is on pole position, but with all the chaos that just occurred post the timer going down to 0, seems like Mr. just might have lost out on pole position. But for now, it's the Red Bull drivers to look out for. They're both in the top 5. We see 5-6 a mighty contender up there as well.
We certainly hope that's not the case.
Looks like we will be starting a new lobby. So that possibly means Rusty Nish is on pole position for the Brazilian GP Not his first time around either. And he's possibly set out to get a fourth win in fact. Yes, fourth win. He'll be the second driver to do so after Big Man Joe himself. Accelerate starting way below than expected. P7 if Rusty Nish is on pole. Folks, don't go anywhere as the drivers get ready in a newer lobby. And we'll be set out to go racing at Interlagos, the Brazilian GP of the Bwoah Racing League. Bold predictions, Rudra. Do you have any?
I predict Rusty Nish, Accelerate, and SV, that is Srivatsan podium. So the three of them on the top steps.
Okay. Do you think Accelerate still has a shot of going to the topmost step of the podium is the question.
That remains to be seen, but again it depends on whether Rusty Nish actually gets the pole or not. If he does, then it might be a little bit difficult for Srivatsan to get the win, but otherwise I think it's a Srivatsan win.
So yeah, I just got confirmation that the game had an issue and Rusty Nish will be on pole position and Shrivi, which is SV11, will be starting in P2. We got Mr. Wex right up there. He's in P3. Was in P3 until Vixty56 grabbed that from him. To be honest, I'm perplexed as you are. So I'm gonna. Okay, that's SV11 if you heard a bit of him. Sorting out some kind of issue. And I think the front row is Rusty Nish. We've got SV11 right there. We've got Mr. Wex and then we've got Vixty56. I think that is the order.
Yes, that is correct. And then we have Sicknick followed by Accelerate.
I think Accelerate's even go down below on the table. He goes down below on the table because I think Hyrox24 went quicker than him at the last parts of the day of the qualifying session.
Yes, indeed. I'm honestly surprised by how lower Accelerate qualified. I honestly expected him to be at least in the top 20.
Could it really be a factor of having not having a teammate? I think that's hit him hard in the recent past. Thunderbird's absence, he had mentioned how he really wanted him back into his team, but Thunderbird, is he here today? I think he was a bit late. He just might join for the race itself. Doesn't seem like it though, but he has shifted to Renault for the rest of the season and will not be racing next season.
Swan song, the last 3 races.
You broke a bit, Rudra. If you could repeat that, it would be amazing.
Saying that the last 3 races are Thunderbird's swan song, and yeah, he'll try to end it in the best way possible.
Yes, looking forward to it. And Vixty56 in the BRL chat says he is a bit afraid that Sicknick is starting right behind him. Vixty56 is also scared that Srivatsan is in P2. Looks like the Red Bull boys have put out quite the fright for the Renault lad, the only Renault lad out there, Vixty56.
We might just be one of the tastiest opening laps BRL has seen so far this season. There is a tiny chance.
Forward to every day start has been amazing. Even going back to Circuit of the Americas, how Big Man Joe split through. He started out P3 and he split through the front runners, Rusty Nish and Accelerate, dived right in the middle of them and took the race lead from turn 1. Incredible stuff. Looks like we are set to go. It's race weekend in Real Formula 1 as well as the Bwoah Racing League, folks. You do not want to miss this. The drivers are ready to go. 11 drivers out there. Rusty Nish is on pole once again. Sri Watson hungry for that victory right behind him. And we've got Mr. Wex up there with C56. And Siknig will be supporting his teammate through and through. Little Bobby in the chat says Ferrari on fire. So obviously he's referring to Rusty Nish. And he has been on fire ever since he returned to that Ferrari seat now. 3 victories. First driver in the league to get 3 victories. Incredible stuff. Ultra set out his bold prediction. And I'm going to set out an even bolder one. Accelerate on the top step of the podium. And with the fastest lap. I have a hunch he's going to push this title fight to the next weekend. I really hope he does, but we'll find out.
Well, he has nothing to lose, so might as well push with everything he has got.
Driver who drives the Toro Rosso car. Can he come out on top? He's currently second in the driver standings. And Big Man Joe is comfortable in first. Quite the race we have on our hands right now. Can't wait for the start. 11 drivers, unfortunately not to have a full racing grid, but that is the goal going into the next season. Ghost Reaper X has joined us, which means he will be starting from the back of the pack. And Rusty Nish on pole. Session starts in just under 30 seconds as the drivers sort out their setups for the race. Strategies just might play out here today and Interlagos. Mr. Wex right up there as well. I cannot wait for this race start. Up lights go out one by one. They will go out any time and the drivers will be ready to go. Rusty Nish on pole shoots across the track. On board Rusty Nish. Sri Watson seems like he's got quite the start. And Mr. Wex getting into that mix. It's wheel to wheel between the Red Bull and the McLaren. Looks like we've got a Red Bull off track. And looks like Sri Watson's taken the lead. Rusty Nish has fallen places drastically. It's disaster, just like how it turned out to be in the Circuit of the Americas. And we've got a Red Bull leading the pack. Vic C56 dives down the inside of the McLaren and takes that position. Taking candy from her baby. He might be thinking accelerate. Has climbed up into P3, Rudra.
Rusty Nish and race cars did not go together, and it showed today as well.
Unfortunate, super unfortunate for the driver who's driving the Ferrari. Mr. Wex lost out on positions as well. What a start from Accelerate. Honestly, like it couldn't have been better, and your predictions turning out to be right here.
Only part of the puzzle was Rusty Nish not being in the podium. 2 of the drivers I predicted are on the podium places.
And looks like we've got an off. Yes, that is KDB. Goes into another car. That's unfortunate for him. It is Hyrox 24. Not KDB, my bad. Ferrello. He's completely spun. 5-second penalty after severe collision with VPA for Hyrox 24. That could be taken up with the stewards, I'm sure.
But Ferrello looks to have won the race for 4 different drivers, including himself.
He'll be diving into the pits. I'm sure he doesn't have a front wing as such, and so does UK Hyrox 24. And Ghost Reaper X is for the first time in the league up into points positions.
At the last fall, but good to see him capitalizing on others' mistakes.
So let's just get a bit more info for the viewers and for ourselves as the top 9 drivers are on softs. Drivers who dove into the pits are coming out on mediums. What a start that was. And looks like Rusty Nish and KDB are fighting it off, and looks like KDB has had an issue. It's disaster for both the Williams drivers here at Brazil. But for KDB, a better outing than Ferrero for now. And Rusty Nish and Siknik running a P5, P6. And you will have Slipstream, DRS as well. Rustin is trying to peek down the inside. Sicknig will fend him off brilliantly. I'm pretty sure in team radio, both Gouts and Srivatsan are quite hyped right now.
Siemens did not have DRS at that time since lap 3 starts now. Otherwise, would have easily overtaken Signal.
Right. Notification caught me off guard, but Sicknig fending Rustinish off quite well. At the back of the pack, VPA dives into the pits and will come out on hards. You think he's gonna take it till the end? Find out 3 laps up. We got 33 laps to go. Srivatsan had the fastest lap. Bricks D56 bagged it away from him within a matter of a second, and Accelerate getting him too close to confirm. Mr. Wex has messed up his braking point. Has his car ghosted, and all the way from P4 he's going down the order. Everything matters here. Every corner, every maneuver matters. Mr. Wex is down into P7. Rustin is running P5. He started on pole position and had quite the mess up. Mr. Wex Yup, we just saw Mr. Wex right there in the background. Possibly see him once again. Fortunately, Ghost Reaper X gets drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car as the safety car comes out. Does this change things quite a bit?
Have substantial leads yet, so this might work out.
PPA currently the Alfa Romeo, his teammate all set to back the driver's title if things don't go in the way Accelerate has planned today. Is currently running at the back of the pack. Safety car on lap number 5. And a Red Bull leading this race, and we've got Rixie56 running P2. 5 laps in and I'm already excited for the result of this race. I can't wait. KDP's dove into the pits and will be coming out on fresh medium tires.
Has always struggled with his starts, no matter where he starts with. But especially when he's on pole, he just does not seem to get the hang of it. We saw that today. We saw it last week as well.
Yeah. But do you just think that he will make the climb all the way to the race lead right now?
It could be possible. I certainly expect him to catch up to P3 and then maybe find out for which podium he gets. Because looking at the form Srivatsan is in right now, it might be difficult because it's very difficult to overtake in Brazil. You saw what happened in Hamilton and Hamilton last season.
Yes, quite the race that was. Looks like safety car will be out on track for another lap as we approach the same section of the track where, like you mentioned, Hamilton and Albon had that incredible fight. The Red Bull leading this race, the Renault right behind and accelerating the Toro Rosso, fighting for the driver's title battle to prolong to the next race.
Srivatsan's hand on how strongly he races.
Rustin is running P5. Ghost Reaper X in a promising position. He was way off considering his pace to the pack last time around, and today looks like he is in a prominent position up in a P6. VPA seems to have DNF'd as well, so he's clearly not going to the end of the race, which means every driver that crosses the finish line today on track, 10 drivers will be awarded points as long as they don't DNF.
Really changes things.
Do you know, pop quiz, Rudra, do you know the only driver in the league who DNF'd in a race, but he DNF'd so late into the race that he was actually awarded the 10th place points?
Something in my mind tells me it could be KDB.
No? Oh, okay. You don't know this, like for real, for real. As the drivers bunch up on screen right now and safety car goes in this lap, let me remind you, it is our good friend Gauts who crashed out on the final lap at Spa, but right now safety car goes in, race is back on track. Srivatsan is trying to bunch them off, but he launches across the main straight and makes 356 on his gearbox, trying to peek down the inside. There is contact for sure, and around the outside, Accelerate trying to get the better of these two drivers, fighting it off. And at the back of the pack, looks like there is battles as the Williams of KDB incredibly slow there. I'm pretty sure there was an incident we kind of missed, and on cam, Srivatsan's rear wing, incredible there, has a Renault right there.
All three front runners separated by less than a second. Very, very close.
The prominent gap on track right now is between Rusty Nish and UK, so you know Rusty Nish pulled away there. On board the Toro Rosso driver who can stir things up and keep the title fight running. But enough of that, as KDB approaches Hyrox 24, which C56 is looking to take the race lead. Okay, in the Haas medium, on the mediums, 5 drivers out there, the top 5 on softs as Ghost Reaper X dives into the pits for a change of tires. Ferrello out on track running at P10 on the softs as well.
Seems a bit early to quit for the softs. I would expect them to last for 10 laps at least.
With Ghost Reaper X, he's been trying out quite a lot of permutations and combinations, so to speak. He does come from an iRacing background of racing. He's active there in iRacing. So Formula 1, the Formula 1 game is a different beast for him, I've heard.
As well as he has been pretty much guaranteed points for this started experiment.
True that. Sicknick currently running P4. Closer than ever to Accelerate, Victory 56 as well, and the race leader has extended his gap to Victory 56 by over 1.5 seconds. Rusty Nish went fastest just now, Rudra.
Wants the podium and wants the win, but it all depends on how fast he's able to play.
Fastest lap, he got DRS. Sicknick, Accelerate, Victory 56 and Srivatsan are the only drivers out there who are stopping him from getting that 4th win this season. Accelerate has Victory 56 and SV11 out in front to worry about. Both aggressive drivers in my opinion, Victory 56 and SV11. And Accelerates the calm and composed killer on track. You reckon shortest gap between drivers? Definitely Accelerate and Victory 56. He's been holding on to that gap ever since the restart of the race, ever since the safety car went in. And on the gearbox, we'll have DRS and Slipstream down the inside. He dives. Can Victory 56 hold on to it side by side, wheel to wheel, going through corners? and the Toro Rosso is ahead of the Renault.
Nice work of the Renault. Oh, Rastinish has overtaken Sticknig as well.
It's a double overtake there on track, credible by the drivers, and Vic356 actually fancied another go at possibly retaking his position. Renault desperate for that position. He wants it back. Vic356 wants that P2 running position back. And yep, wheel to wheel once again, Vic356 and Accelerate, same part of the track. Last time around, Accelerate made the move on Vic356. Can Vic356 get something done right now? Doesn't seem like it, but he is taking the fight to the Toro Rosso driver. Wheel to wheel on sector 1, the straight on sector 1, and he retakes the P2 position.
First positive performance of Renault we have seen in almost 5 races, haven't we?
Been a while, been quite a while, but Vic356 has wrapped up 3-second time penalty after multiple warnings. Not too promising that. And look at that gap between Srivatsan and Vic356, 3.291 seconds. While Vic356 and Accelerate kept going at it against each other, SV11 did good there in the race lead. Rox has returned after unfortunate disconnection, and Vic356 has spun. He's spinning. He's gone off track. It is chaos going into turn 1 for Vic356, and he's lost 2 positions. He lost the rear of his car there. He basically handed that position to Accelerate, but Accelerate has a gap of 4 seconds to close in on SV11. Vic356 has a 3-second time penalty. He won't be too pleased about running P4, and Rastinish running P3 within half a second of Accelerate. Was within a half a second of Accelerate. That's pretty much jumping up and down between half a second and over half a second. The Ferrari driver could possibly nab P2 soon enough. Got 24 laps to go. Man, I slipped off and hit the wall, says VPA in the chat. Unfortunate for him. He was on the hard tires and, like you mentioned, could have pulled it off till the end of the race.
That means that if Vic356 score 5 more points or more, Renault will retake the championship.
Incredible. Constructors title is quite the fight there, and while we were talking about that, I don't know if you saw that Rastinish made that overtake look so flawless on the main straight alongside Accelerate, and he's up into P2.
It was a piece of cake, and Rastinish finally must feel good.
Surely, but he's got a 4-second gap to close in on SV11.
Gap in 20 laps. Do you think he can do it?
Yes, if the conditions don't change, and I don't think it will change, but anything's possible, so we're leaving it out there. And the Haas driver seems like he's got the other Red Bull on his tail within a second of him. So going on to Sector 1, entering Sector 1, UK will have the Red Bull on his gearbox in no time to Sector 2. Siknik pushing to the limit. His teammates running P1 and he's running P6. I'm pretty sure they would enjoy a front row finish. P1 and 2 for the Red Bull boys. I'm pretty sure that's what they're aiming for. But can they pull it off? Is the question. And UK trying his best to hold on to that position. Siknig, incredible late braking through two corners there. UK seems like he's got his ERS all set and ready to go, but his closest competitor is 1.5 seconds away from him. Ghost Reaper X gets a 3-second time penalty after multiple warnings. Accelerate, trying his best to retake that P2 position. I'm pretty sure in his head he's going qualifying laps after qualifying laps is all that he needs. He made a spectacular climb in one of the races in the BRL. He's a two-time race winner himself. The Monaco GP went to him. I mean, winning in Monaco is a statement said enough, especially in a realistic performance Toro Rosso. Going up against Rusty Nish, who's a 3-time race winner here, and in a Ferrari, a realistic performance Ferrari. He's making strides, the lad in red, and he will continue to make strides. Looks like the gap between UK and Siknig only extended all the more. KDB running P7 on the mediums, and they've made the softs last 15 laps, the top 4, as well as Siknig himself. And the Ghost Reaper X too. Ferraro coming out on fresh mediums is 1 lap old right now. Running in P10. He will be promised a point if he finishes P10, of course, without having a DNF. 16 lap old softs as Wixie 56 first one of the drivers out on softs to dive into the pits, and he will be coming out on the mediums, I presume. The yellow car gets the yellow striped tires. You're braking quite a bit. You're braking quite a bit, Rudra. If you could repeat that, would be awesome.
It's just pointing out to how the safety car is sitting there cutely parked in its spot.
Of course. The Mercedes AMG GT. Quite the car that is too.
And yet, there are numerous complaints that the safety car isn't fast enough.
Yeah.
Well,
I think.
the safety car is not meant to be fast.
Yeah.
Safety.
Yeah. Through that. Was there ever a time where Formula 1 had the Mercedes SLS AMG as a safety car?
Looks like both of these are dropping at the same time.
All three. Ooh, it seems like there was a glitch there for a bit of time. Unfortunately, of course. But meanwhile, on track, UK takes the race lead. After quite some time in the league, we see a Haas running in the front of the pack. SV11 comes out of the pits, rejoins in P4. And there's a battle there at the back. We got Hyrox 24, Vix356 on his tail. Vix356 will dive down the inside, and the Racing Point will be passed by the Renault. I'm pretty sure Vix356 will be glad about that. He was in the Racing Point earlier on in this season. Rudra, if you're with me, are you seeing this? Because Accelerate seems to have come out on the hard tires.
Yes, I am sorry that that is a gamble. I don't think hards were needed for another 18 laps. Mediums would have worked because Luke Days are fixing lap on mediums and he's doing pretty fine. So, I don't know what Slave was thinking.
I just wonder. Regardless, we'll find out soon enough. Seems like Srivatsan is closer than ever to KDB. Let's talk about another driver out there who's right up there in the fight, some might say. 18 lap old Softs, Signig. He's still out there, he's running P2.
You have to pit within the next 2 laps, and yes, you will have to be on the mediums because you need to have a different compound. He could finish in the top 5 maybe, I feel, because we have pace.
He's got a huge gap though to his teammate, over 5 seconds. I'm pretty sure that doesn't mean anything with 18 lap old Softs.
I think he might come out of the pit stop battling with Hyrox, but he will lose around 20 seconds, so that's when I guess he could land a battle.
What's to say he doesn't stay out for another lap? Yes, he does. Signig stays out for his 19th lap, or 20th lap in fact, on the sauce.
Like I said, punish you for your tires. It's pretty easy going in the tires.
Meanwhile, at the back of the pack, Rustin is trying to make a move on KDB. KDB made sure he's trying to get into the fight wheel to wheel through that section. Ferrari goes off track as well. KDB holds on to that position. And right behind, we've got the Renault and Toro Rosso fighting it off as well.
Fighting will let Rustiness make a bigger gap.
Really, just like what happened with SV11 earlier on for P2 position. He was leading the race and he didn't have anyone to worry about as the drivers were fighting off for P2. Now on the tail, I think this is the part where Hamilton and Albon fought it off. It's the Toro Rosso again, but this time around it is across. Yep, Vix356 takes the position, and my bad, I just realized it was Hamilton and Gasly. Okay, now the SV11 just got slapped with a time penalty as there's contact between the Renault and the Ferrari. The Renault driver has spun yet again after contact with Rusty Nish, and this is not the first time these two are coming together in a race in the league.
I don't know whose fault it was. It looked like very good and understeered onto Rustiness.
Possibly. It was a brave dive down the inside. Seemed like, you know, it's going to be a huge debate amongst the stewards, I'm sure, because Vix356 had a gap, in my opinion. He did, that's why he did dive down the inside, and maybe Rustiness could have given him a bit of space. Vix356 broke super late there. Super late, that's for sure.
It's part time.
and UK on 20 lap old mediums leading this race.
He will definitely have to come back in for his pit stop. So, yeah, only a matter of time. Srivatsan still has the net P1 and Rastinish has the net P2.
KDB out on 17 lap old mediums as well, right up there. I think UK and KDB said to themselves, okay, look, we might not get to run in the front, in a position like to finish in the front, but let's give our buddies a good fight while we're out there.
Here's lapping Federer.
So,
The first card will be lapped.
and Ghost Reaper X dives into the pits after a good 20 laps on the soft tires.
Meanwhile, Srivatsan setting fastest lap. Clearly not the person who is supposed to be setting that.
Ghost Reaper X in the other Toro Rosso comes out on a fresh set of mediums at the back of the pack, and that gap between Ferrello and Vixie 56 is 48 seconds. Almost 49 now. Ah. 10 drivers are on track. 13 laps to go. Who's to say things won't take a drastic change going into the last couple of laps?
Open book right now.
Accelerate. The driver who can make sure the title fight goes to the next race is currently running P5, and looks like there was an incident. Has it been? Yes, it is the ghosted car of Ferrello. No, he's still in. Okay, I'm completely confused. Is it his AI or is it him? And yep, he's lost it again into the wall to wall. Dives into the pits.
What's happening?
Yep, he has a DNF. He has retired from the session. I'm guessing a voluntary retirement as Accelerate makes the jump on Rusty Nish. Now, Rusty Nish has had an incident for sure, because how is that possible? Accelerate was on hard tires.
Yeah, Rastinish might have quit something. He was going awfully slow.
Just might have. KDB out on 19 lap old mediums, and UK out on 22 lap old mediums. Sector.
Surprises there. I definitely expected the mediums to be good for 25 laps at least. So, yeah,
They're-
kudos to them.
the-
Touching them out
yeah.
as much as possible.
The two drivers pushing it to the max. The most we've seen a set of mediums come through is 26 laps, and it was Freeze when he won that race. Accelerate on the tail of KDB in the Williams. And Siknig and Rusty Nish is off track and crashed. He's lost his front wing. And in sector 1, Rusty Nish might have just said goodbye to that possible podium.
I think that concludes. I can say that safely concludes the race.
No front wing. No front wing. The red car is out there with no front wing, and he is going 308 kph with no front wing.
I think they're looking pretty for him.
We've got 3 retirements already. Let's just hope with a brand new front wing, Rusty Nish will return on track. He is struggling. You know, we usually see UK like this with no front wing, and I think it's quite coincident. It's coincidence that UK is leading this race. Might not go on to win it, but he is leading this race, and there's another driver out on track who was in a similar position as he was in a couple of races.
True. There is a chance, but too soon to say because 10 more laps to go.
Meanwhile, in front, KDB and Accelerate having quite the fight as Rusty Nish dives into the pits with no front wing. And Accelerate and KDB still going head to head. I'm going to throw in another possible scenario, and possibly the most impossible scenario. But do you think UK is going to try and finish the race on the same set of mediums?
Maybe a UK podium, perhaps. Maybe.
Too soon. UK dives into the pits with 25 lap old mediums, and Srivatsan SV11 retakes the race lead of the Brazilian GP as Accelerate on the main straight as Slipstream takes Slipstream. KDB stands no match for the driver in Toro Rosso, or does he reveal to wheel going into turn 1? But Accelerate takes that position pretty well.
We knew that there was no point fighting it, and yeah, he better try to finish as high as possible instead of crashing out like Rustinish.
He tries again though, dives down the inside, retakes his position.
Well, look at that. The mediums versus hards. Old mediums and new hards. You would expect similar performance.
Wheel to wheel, Toro Rosso and Williams, KDB and Accelerate, two title rivals for sure, P2 and P3 right now in the driver standings, and P2 and P3 in the race, the Brazilian GP. Well, would you look at that, Rudra? Well, would you look at that, Rudra? I don't know if you caught it, but UK just came out on a fresh set of softs. We're braking quite a bit, but it's going to be absolute chaos here. I mean, moves are going to be made. Accelerate trying around the outside, loses a bit of his rear, and down the inside UK capitalizes on Accelerate's mess up and has gone back up into a podium position. And we've got Big Man Joe in the chat. And Big Man Joe, when you're talking about tire life and commentators, look, I was just pointing out a possible scenario, of the most impossible scenario, of course. But I did nonetheless actually going a bit wide there, getting that exit messed up, and UK has KDB again behind in front of him, but this time around UK is on soft tires. Yep. On the gearbox of KDB has Slipstream. KDB will dive into the pits. Yes, he will. No, he stays out. What a move by KDB. He stays out, and UK will get that position though. KDB real close there. It almost seemed like he was diving into the pits.
Switch and bait, and look at that, it works.
KDB showing off his racecraft and has spun, lost the car. Clearly those mediums are taking the toll on him, and Accelerate. Yep, this is what I'm talking about, Rudra. Next season's going to be insane with all these drivers driving in equal performance. UK running P2 has a 17-second gap to close. Possibly. But like we've seen in the past, anything's possible as Accelerate tried once again. KDB struggling with those tires in front. He'll be taking the car into the pits, I'm sure. No, he stays out. He stays out. He's locking up, he is losing the rear, everything's happening to KDB. Could the impossible scenario be the scenario for KDB in this race? So Big Man Joe, I just wonder.
finishing as high as possible.
6 laps. And I'm going to throw in another scenario, so to speak. 16-second gap closed in within 6 laps. 5 laps now. You think UK can do it on the softs?
Pretty faster, but we have seen weird things happen. Yeah. Only maybe the next 5 laps.
KDB stays out. His mediums are up in at 26 laps. That's the oldest set we've seen. We saw Freeze do it, but he was running in the race lead and he went on to win it back in France. And right now KDB with 26 lap old mediums running P4 at Brazilian GP.
He is still keeping Accelerate honest, right on his tail, so that is admirable.
And that gap of 16 seconds and boiled down to 15 and a half between UK and Srivatsan.
Is still too less of a distance to cover those 15 seconds, I feel.
Yeah, Big Man Joe in the chat is just calling me crazy with all these different scenarios I'm throwing around.
He's just too excited. I can understand.
Right now, Srivatsan, a comfortable race lead. 30-second lap, and he's got Gouts in his ear saying keep it going, the race win is yours.
Well, maybe I have something to do with this as well. After all, I did threaten the fire.
14 lap old hard tires, Accelerate running P3, and Sicknick closing in on KDB. Coming real close to KDB there, and looks like we got a couple of drops of rain. Am I wrong or am I right?
I think I didn't. Yes, I do. It started drizzling.
Okay, with 3 laps to go, maybe it's not going to be a huge factor, but that's going to depend on how quickly the rain's going to come down.
No, we have streaks on the camera screens. That is certainly not good.
And KDB trying his best to make sure Sicknick doesn't get the slipstream, but wheel to wheel on the main straight. Will try the inside line. KDB sticking to the rear of Sicknick. Hopefully getting the slipstream he needs to make the position, but he won't have it. Sicknick in the Red Bull has his pace, climbs up into P4 and will hold on to it.
As a DRS, let's see.
Doesn't seem like the rain's coming down as hard as you'd expect for the drivers to come out for intermediates, but as of now, lap number 33, Srivatsan running in the race lead, and you got UK almost 16 seconds behind him on the softs.
Westerners might want to forget this race as soon as he can.
Qualified on pole position, now running P8. Second time penalty for Wick 356 after multiple warnings. A driver who was running in podium positions and got caught off guard. Losing his rear again, a medium 29 lap old medium tires. 5 of y'all in the chat, please tell me what do you think about KDB's strategy of staying out on these mediums. A crash which cost him the race itself, but he will finish on the points. I guess that's the light at the end of the tunnel you can hope for, I guess.
Some consolation, I agree.
Right. And that gap's only extended.
But the point scoring does close the gap between KDB and Destination. Rastinish will have to finish above KDB in all the races to keep his P3.
Well, KDB will be happy if he can finish this race as the penultimate lap of the race begins. Watson in the race lead with 17 lap old mediums, and my oh my, what a race it's been for him. Oh, you can hear the tires locking up for KDB. He is struggling. 30 lap old mediums.
The tires are crying.
And he Vixie 56 spins and goes off, yeah. Loses a rear.
We need to remind Vix that this is not Mario Kart and he should not be breaking the rules.
A friendly reminder, Vixie 56. Quite the challenge the stewards have. If you're tuning in right now, we just saw Rusty Nation Vixie 56 have an incident. Maybe it'll be done with soon, but maybe that just might be up for debate. Usually it is. Either way, that's for later. Right now, 18-second gap, 19-second gap to the driver running P2. Watson begins his final lap, and possibly the lap which he can hold on to as rain comes down all the more. He is possibly our race winner.
Everybody is struggling. Everybody is struggling. Look at the drift.
Down the other, UK starts his last lap as well. Accelerate on the hard tires.
DRS has been disabled, so we are finally into wet mode for the last race.
I'm going to stay on board KDB for just a bit. We will move on to Srivatsan soon enough. KDB, 31 lap old tires, mediums. My God. Sicknick going off track, struggling. He doesn't want to come back on track. It didn't seem like he was too excited to come back on track.
Thank God he had a huge lead to KDB, or else he might have lost his position.
Now KDB trying his best to nurse the car to the finish line almost.
But Srivatsan is right there at the finish line.
Yep. Final corner, a well-deserved one. Across the line, he got his first podium, and now he's got his first race win. Watson 11 rides the Red Bull across the finish line to take his first ever race win. And for the team as well.
Red Bull's fortunes have changed in the second half of the season, and it shows.
And UK,
Rastinish parked there.
yep,
For fun.
UK comes across the line in P2. Accelerate will come across the line in P3. But what has happened to Rusty Nish? He's DNF'd right at the pit entrance.
Maybe Rastinish was just having a good time and decided to guide everybody to the finish line.
Yup, he's right there, but kudos to this man, KDB, 32 lap old mediums and finishes P5. Vixie 56.
Make a statement. I would like to dedicate this win to everybody in RoadRunnerRacingCo and to my Sydney. I appreciate all the extra work that the people in RoadRunnerRacingCo did.
Incredible.
First one, but only lot more to come. Cheers.
And that,
That was the Mr. Worthy speech right there.
yup, that was SV11 Sri Watson coming in and making sure everyone knows that he's won that race. And as he said, it's not going to be his last. Srivatsan on the top step of the podium after jumping between three teams. What a race it's been.
This means, Sarthak,
Yeah. Yes.
Big
Yes.
Man Joe is the PRL Season 3 winner.
Yep. In the chat, Big Man Joe is smiling. I bet he's won the Drivers' Championship in the Bwoah Racing League after getting 5 wins and even missing 3 races. I mean, that's commendable work right there.
Great stuff. Great stuff indeed.
What a season it's been, and we're just not done yet. We got the Yas Marina circuit to go to, and we've got Hockenheim as well. 2 races left. A new race winner here today. UK back on the podium and Accelerate with another podium for himself. What a race it's been. Incredible. For the 4 of y'all who stuck till the end, thank you very much. And Rudra, thank you as always. I hope you enjoyed yourself because I did quite a bit.
Definitely. Same expression here.
Yeah. Big Man Joe in the chat says GG Sri, great job and well deserved. New race winner and a driver who has won the driver's title. On to the next one at the Yas Marina circuit. Until then, folks, cheers.